Today we're going to talk about the brakes. A couple people have hit me up about how I did the brakes, what I did and what I used, and finally getting around to putting out more videos on how I did them. And I'll have all the information listed below, so that way if you have any questions you can take a look on there, and hopefully that helps you out in your build. Speedway Motors hooked me up with the CPP front disc conversion kit for my 54 Bel Air. Just came in today. I was supposed to get these parts on Monday at the latest. They came a whole day early. I'll call it 2 days early. I'm so stoked. So I'm gonna call this new part Saturday on this hot, steamy, probably the first humid day of the year. We're gonna start putting some stuff in. Stay tuned. With upgrading the brakes to a disc package, now it meant I had to upgrade the entire system. So went back with Speedway, had their brake master cylinder booster assembly that I got. Had to pay a little bit for it, as you can see here. This is the same one I got. It has all the bracketry that you need. It's got the reservoir, and underneath it too, it already has a pre-positioned proportion valve, so you don't have to worry about it. The back of the booster has your vacuum line attachment that lines right up, and you just have to attach the hoses to it. The downside to it is the top of the master cylinder, you do have to have a remote system, because this does mount under the floors unless you already have a space open to be able to fill them. You have to get a remote kit, and I'll show you how I did that. Having the floor cut out gave me access to the frame, which allowed me to clean up its mounting location. Right here you can see the mounting location that's going to be for the bracket. Had to clean up a few rivets there, and it installed perfectly in a line without any issues. Pointing here, this is the rear of the bracket where the brake booster goes. A lot of people wouldn't know that looking at the car from the underside. It's just to give you a reference point of where it goes. Here's just a picture of the underside of the proportion valve. The bottom of the picture is the front, and the rear is at the top of that picture. Again, this is just for reference so that you can see what you're looking at. Hey everybody, here's what we got going on. So I went with the CPP Remote Reservoir Kit because my master cylinder is underneath the floorboard of the car and I can't access it to fill it. So you have this, you mount it to the side of the firewall or inside the engine bay, so that way it's easy accessible, so you can fill it up with fluid. That way you don't have to try to go up underneath, use some sort of system. Problem is, it's hard to see, there we go. I don't know why they designed it like this, but the mounting screw holes, tabs rather, these little plastic tabs, there you go, a little bit better of a picture. They're off-centered for some reason. So I got myself some sheet metal, gonna design a pocket, pouch, whatever the case is, for this to sit inside, mount it nicely to the firewall or the inside the engine bay, so that way you can fill it, run the tubes down over to the cap. Problem is, I gotta try to figure out how to make it. Have an idea, stay tuned, I'll show you what I got. get it squared, make sure all the corners are squared up properly, make sure it's the right way. And what it's going to do is there'll be a hole here drilled and a hole here drilled for the two bottom outlets to come out the bottom of it. And these two side tabs here will then fold up and create like a cup, which I'm going to weld up. And then she'll sit right inside. I'm going to just go and snip off these ends, so that way I can just weld it right, mount it rather, right to the inside of the engine bay someplace. So I haven't figured that out where exactly yet, but that's what we're looking into. So more fun. Thanks for stopping by. So I deleted the video of me welding because it took too long, but pretty much, yeah, learning, and it was garbage, which I understood, it happens. But also, the old saying, measure twice, cut once. I did that, and still a little bit too snug. So I'm gonna extend this out by an eighth of an inch on either side. Give me a little bit of elbow room to adjust it. Height-wise though, it would have been fine. Just gotta make it a little bit wider. Here's the box on my second try. Did a little bit better welding it and cleaning it up. The reservoir fits neatly inside with the holes drilled out the bottom for the two hoses to connect, and mounts perfectly to the firewall underneath the access panel. I just used a couple sheet metal screws and got some hoses for the fluid to travel into the top of the master cylinder and fill it that way. Hopefully it makes it a lot easier and we'll be able to work with it a little bit better. As I was making this video, I came to the conclusion about the two tabs on the outside of the reservoir. And what I came to conclusion is that at some point that reservoir gets mounted to the floorboards and just left in place, and you drill two small holes as close as you can to the actual master cylinder to use it. In my case, I drew up and built my own cup and mounted that to the firewall, and that's how you see it there. Hopefully soon I'll have it put together and filled up, got the rest of the brake lines put together, and hopefully we'll be done here shortly and get it tested. So food for thought on that one. Hope that helps you out. Don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing. Hit the bell when new videos are released, and look forward to sharing some more with you guys here shortly. Thanks.
So thanks for checking out this episode of The Build. If you like the video, hit the subscribe button and please give it a thumbs up. I'm looking forward to sharing my next step in building this car. Be sure to follow The Build also on Instagram as well. Thanks again.